Vaibhav. In today's session of Visual Jforex, I will be continuing with the demonstration of the algorithm development using the indicator named linear regression slope. This is the last and final episode in this series in which we will complete the setup. So let's go to the Visual Jforex board, which has been developed by the Dukascopy Bank SA. This is the build so far. Here I have done the instrument subscription where the default instrument has been set Euro USD. Then the position amount has been set at 0. The indicated blocks to define the conditions. Historical candles to look at the volatility. These are of hourly time frame and these two are of 10 seconds time frame to precisely define the entry point for buy as well as sell trade. Then to look at the volatility to do the comparison, I have done this calculation where the minimum candle difference of 10 pips has been defined, and then to look at the actual price action, I have also done this buy candle difference calculation where the closing values of two historical candles is being compared, and afterwards to get the buy limit order I have also done these further calculations and the order validity time. And moving further, these logical blocks if else statements have been used to define the logic which needs to be in place before the execution of the order, which is going to be valid for 2 hours. Now in today's session we will turn our focus on the other side of the equation, which is developing the sell side. This is the buy setup, and for that I will first explain to you the logic behind the execution of the sale trade. We need this linear regression slope to cross in the negative territory from positive territory. That means its value should go below 0 from above 0. So for example, in session of 16th February, we are seeing such change happening, and as you can see between this 13 GMT and 14 GMT time, we see this crossover, and there is enough of volatility also, and then using this volatility we will be placing the order. So this is how this trade system is supposed to work. So basic requirement is this linear regression slope crossing below 0, and then of course the volatility, minimum volatility should be there. So we will be looking at the last hourly candles close difference. So the 14 GMT candle closing value will need to be deducted from the closing value of the historical candles 5 hours back with the look back period of 5. So that will be 1 2 3 4 5, this one, and we will see what is the difference in pips, and then take 40% of it and add it to the last tick price to place a limit order on the sell side, which will be placed above the current prevalent price. So now we head back to the Visual Jforex board, and we will now need to define the difference. For that I will have to take mathematical components, calculation expression, and for the limit order I will have to do further calculations. So I am going to take these couple of calculation expression blocks, and as I said, we need to deduct the last hourly closing value, which is candle 15, from candle 16's closing value. Oh, as candle 15's value is going to be lower than candle 16's closing value, we need the difference to be positive and more than 10 pips. Auto created variables. First, I will have to take the candle 16's close. Candle 16 is hourly candle with shift value of 5, and then deduct candle 15's closing value from it. So we will have to do A1 minus A2, and this will become sales candle difference. Okay, I will cut the flow here, disconnect it, and again join it here. And as I said while explaining the logic on the chart, we now need to look at the 40% of this candle difference. For that, I think this is the required variable 0.4. Okay, and here it will be A1 into A2, and this will be the sale execution difference, and this needs to be added to the last tick ask on last tick ask plus the difference 40% of it, A1 into A2, and this will be the sale execution price. Okay, now I can again connect it to multiple action and get couple of if blocks to define the conditions. Logical if here line 10 needs to be less than 0. First input less than second input. Line 14, which is the output value for the linear regression slope with the shift value of 2. This needs to be higher than 0. We need couple of if blocks more. First input greater than second input. Now we will have to look at the difference volatility, and as we have done the calculation for the sale side, which needs to be greater than the minimum candle difference. So I will take this block and get this calculation result. SCD needs to be greater than MCD. Okay, first input greater than second input. Now all we have to do is look at the 10-second candles closing levels compared to the hourly closing levels, and if the price is dipping below the last hourly close, we will try to initiate, or you can say place, the sell side order. And for that, candle 15's closing value will need to be compared. Candle close and here candle 17 and candle 18's closing levels. Candle 18's close should be higher than the candle 15, and candle 17's close should be lower. Okay, first input greater than second input. Now I will take the blocks where they belong. We will need to add the pending open, the limit order block now. And for that, I will have to look at the trading components. Pending open, first input less than second input. Okay, this will be the limit, and the price is going to be the price which we have calculated looking at the volatility. Oh, I think here I have made a mistake. This should be addition, not multiplication. Pardon me on this count. Small error of omission, I guess. Default instrument Euro USD trade amount. You can change it to make it suitable for your equity in account. Page 2 pips is good enough. Stop loss, we are going with the static stop loss of 10 pips, and for target price, the target price is going to be twice the stop loss of 20 pips, and order validity is going to be the same as for the buy side. So the same equation, same result will apply. Okay, so this looks good to me. Now let us see if we have defined the conditions in a symmetrical manner or not. all the sell side conditions should be inverted image of the buy side, inverted logical conditions. Okay, so we have defined 5 conditions for the execution of the sell side trade, and same numbers of conditions are there for execution of the buy side trade. And as I have explained, we are going to rely on the price action and the linear regression slope values whenever there is significant move with a change in dynamics, change in output values for the linear regression slope, where it changes the course and enters into one territory from another. We will try to initiate the trade. So that's it from my side for today's session. If you have any idea or any query to share regarding this algorithm development session, you can write to me in the feedback. I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. See you in next time. Till then, have fun. Goodbye.